Hey, what is up everyone? This is PvT-Mitten's, and today I'm going to be doing my next entry in my series of game series I'd like to see come back. If you can read by the title, I am doing Tom Clancy's Hawx, and you're probably thinking the series isn't that good. I'll explain why I want to see it come back, but anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let's get started. Hawx was released in 2009 for the PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. It's currently sitting at a 74% on Metacritic, and I think that's a bit unfair. I know Metacritic doesn't review, they just add up scores, but I don't think this game deserves the hate that it gets a lot of, which I will get to a bit. But let's get to the other one. There's only two in the series. Hawx 2 was released the year after in 2010 for the PlayStation 3, PC, Xbox 360, and the Wii of all systems. But this is sitting at a current 70%, so this is a bit lower than the first one. A bit understandable considering the first one is universally liked more than the second. I agree as well, the first is better. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, it's Tom Clancy. His novels are based on, realistic events that aren't far-fetched. That's what this is as well. Like, you span across missions from Ghost Recon, M-War, Rainbow Six, that there kind of thing. I think Splinter Cell gets a couple of missions as well, but they're never fantasy bullshit. They're always realistic. They're not in the sense of, say, the Ace Combat series where they're made up, empires and that there that are going to fight each other out. Which I know comparing Hawx to Ace Combat is like comparing, say, Phantasy Star and then comparing, say, like the worst RPG you could think of against Phantasy Star. It just isn't, isn't a comparison. But Ace Combat is the better series. No one's gonna deny that there. I mean, it's the king of its genre, but Hawx doesn't deserve to be pushed aside the way it did, and I'm gonna explain what I'd like to see, for the next game, if we ever get one. I don't think there should be an HD collection of the two. I think it should just go straight to a third game. Have it set in, not futuristic, like more timelines. Like you start off and say, the Korean War with your MiGs and your, sabers, and then you work your way up into different timelines, ending off in, like technology from N-War. That would be really cool to see. That's the story it could go to. Have your main character, you're a pilot, you and your squad, build this bond like Ace Combat did, and, give it that little, story, because that's one thing Hawx did not do well, its story. It had good missions, but not a good narrative to go with it. While I remember, for the multiplayer in the first two games, which is not very good, and what I think they should do for the multiplayer is implement a squad where you get one life, similar or akin to SOCOM, or for anyone that's not played SOCOM, a more recent game to give you an idea would be the Rainbow Six Siege game. You get one life, and that's it per round. Have it where you have to look after each other, make sure your teammate doesn't, your teammates, don't get really hounded and wiped out. Teamwork is the key kind of thing. But back to the single player. I think it should go along the lines of, if you've played Li-2 Sturmovik, which also is an aircraft game, have the damage modeling like that there, where if you shoot an aircraft in its wing or its tail, it puts the holes into the aircraft, and it gives it that realistic look of the aircraft. How the aircraft can be can overheat their engine if you're pushing it too far, whether it's afterburner on, keep the stalling in it. Have it where you got limited ammo and limited fuel. Give it that realistic approach where, like, every mission, whether it be multiplayer or single player, you're either taking off from an airfield, or you're taking off from an aircraft carrier, or you're refueled in the sky by refueling aircraft. And have it where, if you run out of missiles, or you run out of ammunition for the machine gun, or your fuel's going low, you have to land and have your team refuel it, which may, rearm it, refuel it, which may take like a minute in game, and you see them actually working on the aircraft, and you're sitting there, like, oh, come on, and you get back in the sky kind of thing. Give it that realistic, feel to it. I know I've said realistic like 6 times now, but give it that kind of feature where it gives it its own personality, and have weather effects in it where you could be flying in a thunderstorm. You got to be careful because it could fry your aircraft, or heavy fog, low visibility for the aircraft. You have to switch to different, you have to rely more on your radar than anything else, or have it where it's really bad winds and turbulence, affect your flying. Something like that there would be really cool. But as I said, along the lines of say Li2 with the damage modeling, um, different timelines leading up to the story, something like that there. But yeah, that's really all I can think of, because there's not much to say for a flight game that's, because his combat's not going to be beat, let's be honest. And with the announcement of the new one, and now it's been delayed till the next, I think it's like February next year or something, it'd be a pretty good time for Hawx 3 to come out, or to announce a Hawx 3 coming. I know a lot of people didn't, like, the first one did okay in terms of sales. The second one, I think, bombed big time. But I really liked them. The first one I actually did on the hardest difficulty, which was pretty hard, by the way. And 2, I didn't mind 2. It's just that 1 was the better game. Now, why not just bring it back? I know it's a very niche, series to talk about, but I really like them. And I mean, the flight games we've got at the moment on the PS4 and Xbox One, and modern flight games on PC, because the PC can't play older games, are just shit. They really are just shit. I mean, Ace Combat will save us, let's be honest, when it comes out, but you've got the air conflict games, the Vietnam and the Pacific one, which I've heard are rubbish. It's the nicest way of putting it. But have us bring it back and give it that realistic approach. It doesn't have to be, ball busting difficulty. Just have a realistic feel to it, and make it, really fun to play. That's what really has to matter. The funness. Have a lot of aircraft in it. Licensed aircraft by Boeing, Saab, all that there. But yeah, that's the best I can do, guys, for the Hawx. I will get back to series you're probably more familiar with, but I just wanted to bring up Hawx since I do actually. It's my top 4 favorite Tom Clancy series. But yeah. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for the next one. This is Private Mittens. Take care, guys, and see you later.